Uh-oh. Error occurred with Twitter. Go live. What's going on, people of the internet? I go by the name of DJ Tricey Trice. And welcome back to another episode of the Post Up, where I post up on the internet and just run my mouth about sports, y'all. I have a very special guest today. A lot of y'all might not know her. She is new to my channel, but this won't be the first time that you see her. Welcome, Jackie Rae of Jackie Rae TV. Virtual applause. Everybody stand up in your seat and give it up for Jackie Rae. What's going on, Jackie? How have you been? What do you want to talk about today? And I know we got a lot of funny stuff that we're going to cover today.
Yes, I know we're going to talk about some sports, but can I just give you something that happened to me like 5 seconds before we jumped on?
Please do.
All right. So I went to this brunch yesterday, right? And so I have been anti-dating because I think that I just attract every narcissist this side of the sun. So I was like, let me just tap out. I'm just going to get some cats, which I don't even like cats. I don't know how that's going to work. But I was like, let me just give this up, right? But I met this little cutie. Like, he was exactly like my type as far as like how he looked, his height, how he smelled, how he approached me. I was like, all right, maybe I'm not going to do that. So we talked for about 10, 15, 20 minutes. I was like, hey, I don't want to hold you up. You know, I'm here with my friends. You're here with your friends. Let's meet up after or something like that. So we exchanged numbers. He gives me my phone. I gave him my phone. He gives me his phone. We text each other immediately. I get a text from him this morning. Good morning, beautiful. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cute. That's cute. We, you know, whatever. It's
we'll
standard,
give him one chance.
We're gonna get, yeah. No. So he said, good morning, beautiful. I said, good morning, handsome. He proceeds to ask me all the questions, you know, like where do you live? What part of town do you live in? Blah, 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 blah. And then he says, did I meet you at the brunch?
He don't even know where he met you. He just giving out his number to everybody.
I said, what? Yeah. He said, I said, what do I look like? And then he goes, can I get your Instagram?
He don't even know. He don't even know, Jackie. You might be getting catfished. And this is, okay, I watch a lot. Because I've been married for almost 10 years now. So yeah. I get most of my dating experience and like experiential kind of things from divorce court, help I'm in a secret relationship, and catfish. Okay?
Right.
This sounds like exactly what be happening in those kind of situations. He got you on some kind of roster. And it's like, dude, we just met. You didn't say my number?
Just met.
Come on.
Weirdo.
So of course he got
anyway, yeah.
He ain't on the team.
Oh, yeah. Nah.
Shame on you if you watching this show and you try to play Jackie Rae. Okay, first of all, Jackie Rae is a Long Beach legend. All right. For those of y'all that don't know. She doing her thing out here. I haven't had a chance to kick with her in Long Beach, but if I'm gonna kick it with anybody in Long Beach, it's gonna be you and my homie Crystal, who do podcasts. So I want Crystal because I know she probably
listens to
yes. So I got 2 people in Long Beach. I haven't made my way out. But speaking of Long Beach, the Olympics, the closing ceremony. I didn't know that they filmed that in Long Beach. It looked like Venice.
Yeah. Now look, the magic of TV. Okay, because Long Beach got a long way to go before we ready for the 2028 Olympics. That's something that we've talked about. I go to city council. I cover, the city out here. So I go to city council a lot. There's a lot of things. Now, we don't have a river of pollution. So we definitely ahead in that way.
That was deep. But I was like, what kind of bacteria?
Right.
Man, I'm from Chicago. So you couldn't get me to swim in no Chicago river.
You can't swim in the Long Beach Ocean. When I go to the ocean out here and I see people putting their kids in here, I'll be like wanting to take a picture of them, but I don't want to be seen as a pedophile. I'm like, that kid's going to grow an arm out their forehead in about 9 weeks.
God, not the oblongs. Not the oblongs. We love it.
I have some friends that work at the port, and they have told me that they would not dip their big toe in the water in Long Beach.
I just think that every beach that I've been to in Southern California, it's rough as hell. It's too many rocks. It's animals out there. Even when we took a cruise from Long Beach, it was rough. The water was choppy. It just don't seem like it seemed like we got the angry ocean, and Miami got the calm ocean.
Yeah, you see that whale wash up in Torrance?
I can't deal with that. I'm a conspiracy theorist when it comes to ocean life and aliens and anything like that. It's just, why are the animals dying and coming up on the beach? It's like,
it's like the third one in like a week. It's like 2 seals and a whale, and it's not like, sometimes you'll see that they've eaten plastic or something like that. So it's just the water. The water is just making them sick now. So if the animals that are supposed to be in the water ain't dealing too well with the water, I ain't finna get in that damn water.
I'm not getting in the ocean. I just feel outnumbered. I know for certain. I believe in mermaids, y'all. Okay, for y'all that's watching conspiracy, it's people down there. We ain't been too deep. We haven't
Right.
explored too deep in there. So how do you
Right.
know for certain what's happening inside of that ocean? So no, I'm
Yep.
not doing it. Just because it's too many unknown variables. Very much like the earthquake that we experienced earlier today. Now I'm from
Ooh.
Chicago.
Oh yeah.
I was panicked. I ain't gonna lie. My wife wasn't home. She was at the she went to the doctor's appointment, which was so crazy. So it's me and the damn dog. I'm standing here and I'm like, the ground literally like dropping and make a sound. I'm like, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Brody, come on, let's go. We went to the bathroom to go take cover. And I just realized how dangerous it is to live in a high rise where there are earthquakes.
But when was your building built? Do you know? Because your
It's
building should
fairly new.
sway.
It's
Yeah, so
motherfucking fell. It felt like I was standing up and the ground dropped just from underneath my feet. I was like, oh! I swear to God, Jackie, I was scared as hell when I called India like, what's happening? Where are you at? She like, I ain't feel no earthquake. I'm like, gee.
Where was she at?
I don't even know what her doctor. Oh, her doctor was in Burbank. She definitely should have.
Oh, she should have felt that because it happened. I think it started in Pasadena, so it was close.
Right. She should.
Close.
It was only like 7 miles away from the epicenter. Was 7 miles away from where we live. So
Ooh.
it was crazy. I was like, I don't know.
I usually
wasn't
don't
feeling
freak
the
out.
elevators. You said you
can't
don't
do the elevator. Well, because when I first moved here, I was in like 3 earthquakes and didn't even know it because to me, it felt like it just didn't feel like anything real. But these latest ones, so usually I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. We swaying. It's usually just at least to me, I could be crazy, which
No. I was with you because I've been through a couple.
Yeah.
We've been here almost 4 years now, so it's been little 2.2, little 3.0, 4.6, 4.7.
Yeah,
That's out of my league. That's out of my league, man. That felt like the earth was shifting.
I think what bothered me about this one is because it started off with like now a little sway and then it got a little bit more agitated, but I was like, okay, cool. But then it kind of slowed for a second. And then I don't know what you got out there, but out here in Long Beach, we got like your mama hit you in the back of the head. And I was like, oh God. Yeah. And I'm on 3rd floor. And so the first thing that went through my head was, is it safer for me to fall on top of people? It's probably safer for me to fall on top of people. Or am I
gonna get tripped? And then what's crazy was after that, we standing in the bathroom where I'm frantically texting my wife and Googling, was there an earthquake and how bad was it and what should I fucking do? Right? I'm Googling it real fast before the internet go out because I'm imagining the end of times, right?
Right.
So it's like I'm doing that and it's like there is no. I just didn't know what to do at that moment, and then I realized I need some emergency preparedness.
You absolutely do.
Hell yeah, I got a dog. He was scared as hell. I was not.
Did he bark before the earthquake?
Hell no, that nigga was sleeping on the couch. He jumped off the couch, and immediately I was like, "Let's go." He was like, "Let's go," and I was in the bathroom, and he was just sitting there like, "Oh, that." And he a big boy, so it's like, dude, if my dog was scared, it's just
yeah.
I don't think it's the end of times. Again, I would take that little earth shake over every storm in Chicago because Chicago you have 2 weeks where a tornado will tear down your fence, a heat wave will turn off your power. It's so many different variables there and things you got to worry about. But here, a little shake every now and then. I'm officially a true Californian. Is how I feel now. I've made it through the storm.
I'm gonna scare you to death. I'm gonna scare you to death the way my great auntie scared me to death because she called me because she was out here for the Northridge earthquake, which happened, I think, in like 93 or something like that.
It was 94, which is why I'm scared as hell. It's exactly 20 years later.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what she told me because she had years where she didn't leave the house, which I still didn't really grasp that because she was trapped in the house for 2 days when the Northridge earthquake happened until rescue teams could get to her. She used to live in Leimert Park, right? So, or Northridge, and then she lives in Leimert Park now, and I'm like, Auntie, let's go out. The earth might start shaking. Like she just kind of out there like that.
Okay.
And you know how long it's been. But she called me. She's like, you okay, baby? And I said, yeah, Auntie, I'm good. She's like, I just want you to know, we had that little shaker last week. I was like, yeah, it was just a little one though. She goes, yeah, that's what everybody said right before the Northridge earthquake. You got your emergency prepared kit?
Have your auntie text me what should be in it. I need some canned goods, some lighters. I don't know what the hell I need.
She sent me a link of what to get on Amazon, so I'm gonna send it to you. She said the main thing to
Please.
get is obviously like water and stuff, but you absolutely need like an emergency generator for your phone and stuff.
Okay, I can get that. I can get an emergency
Yeah.
generator that stays on the
And it's a
charger,
yeah, it's just
like
a
a
little
box.
one. It's about this big. Yeah, yeah. So she sent me that.
Mm.
The kit has like these meals in it. They're like these, I guess, that the
Like the
astronauts
army
supposed to eat.
ration meals.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm good
yeah.
with those.
And they're good for like 3 months. And so for you and your wife, it would be good for you guys for 2 weeks. So I'll
Okay,
send you the
okay.
link.
Yeah, send me the link. All right, so we done got. I saw somebody tweet online that was like, "Yo, this is how we know the Olympics have officially been passed to LA. We done had a dang on earthquake. Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre done rock Long Beach and brought us
Yep.
to play."
Yep.
So let's talk about the Olympics, girl. The good and the bad. A lot happened. Women's and men's basketball took the gold, and that's usually what we talk about. So let's
Yeah.
start there. What were your thoughts? Let's start with men's because they
Yes.
lose more than the ladies. Okay, let's just call a spade a spade. Okay, no allows. Don't cancel me.
Mhm.
But the women are doing so much better than the men. What was your thoughts on their basketball performance the entire time in the Olympics?
I think the biggest thing that I saw was I'm more impressed. I don't want to say more impressed because obviously I'm impressed with Team USA. But it used to be back in the day when I was a kid, the USA used to come in and just wreck shop. Like it was just
Yep.
no real competition. But yeah, that's changed. They were getting their real runs worth. Their people were really just taking advantage and exploiting weaknesses. And I think the biggest weakness that I saw was the expectation. I feel
Yeah.
like we kind of went there with the expectation of like, oh, we got all our grades. Like you can't measure up, and people were like, bet,
Yeah.
watch this. And so I think what I saw immediately a shift was, and it was kind of like a okay, well, you can do this. So I thought I saw a lot more people understanding what their role was than we see in the regular season. And so I really, really love that. Now they're gonna go back to, everybody got an eye in team. But
Yep.
in that case, I really thought it was a team effort, and and to see KD come off the bench was crazy to me. But
Yep.
I was like, it's working.
It
Okay,
worked.
and yeah, so
Yeah, and I do think I agree with you. I think that our players have international presence and are scouted more heavily. Like you would know what KD's weaknesses
Mhm.
are. There are teams all over the world that would be scouting for a player like Kevin Durant, LeBron
Right.
James. Also, they've been vets, right? So if this is your sixth Olympic
Right.
presence or your fifth, you've had a chance. FIBA has had a chance to kind of evolve and find other role players to
Mhm.
replace that presence. I was especially like you said, I knew we were gonna win. It was
Right.
close. I wasn't scared,
I
but
was worried a little bit. A
a
little
lot of
bit.
it. Serbia, Bogdanovich. I'm like, why he don't play like that? Where he be at? Like
Right.
regularly.
Right.
So that'd be my biggest thing. I was underimpressed with Joel Embiid. I'm one of them people that was like, why was he
Me
on the team?
too.
That
Me
kind of
too.
thing. I feel like his spirit wasn't in it. I feel like he was in it for the gold medal, and I just think he's not likable. At the end of it all, I was trying to assess why didn't like him, and I think it's because
Yeah.
he don't want to be liked. What you think
Do
about
you
Joel?
I was wondering with him if he was conflicted on playing with Team USA. That's the kind of vibe that I got, was that he was kind of just like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe I should have." And so I think he just didn't have his heart in it. I think
Yeah,
it looked from the outside looking in, yes, it very much looked like he was like, "I'm gonna go over here and hang out with my boys and get this gold." Like it just didn't look like he. But then hearing the narrative around him, I just wonder if he felt like, "Okay, I wonder if." Because everybody's going out there. There's guys in the NBA going out and representing for their country. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it's like you said. So it's like I just wonder if he had that being conflicted. You out here with this thick ass accent. Can I say ass? Thick ass.
Yeah, you can say anything here. You can say
Okay.
anything.
You out here with this thick ass accent. Playing with the American. So I just wonder if it was a mind trip on him. But with Joel, it's always hard to tell what he's really thinking, because his body says one thing and his mouth says something else. So
Yeah.
I really don't know what was
His
going on
body
with him.
language gives I don't care.
Yeah.
He's unlikable is just a word. Same way I don't like
Yeah.
Noah Lyles. It's like you talk so much, the things that you say are like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
we'll accept you for who you are, but nobody's like beating down the door. And then I think he said, I don't know if this was an actual quote, but he was like, he thinks he's gonna play with Cameroon next time. And it's like,
Yeah,
it ain't even
that's what I
over.
thought.
It ain't
And
even
see this
over.
when that was the quote, and that's what made me think that this is what he's struggling with this entire time. You know
I
what I
just don't
mean?
get we could have done without it because I think too he had limited options because France already had their two
Mm.
men. For whatever reason, they picked Rudy Gobert. No Draymond. I'm not
Yo,
trying to
the
hate.
memes that I was seeing about poor Rudy. I feel like we drag him over here in the States, but we don't know nothing about dragging on an
No,
international level.
no, them international people was not down with it. I felt bad for Wemby. You see people
Yeah,
cry.
yeah,
It's like, dang, they really wanted to win.
yeah,
Um, But overall, I think men's basketball got it done. I didn't ever see LeBron losing. Of course, he needed to end on a gold medal. KD don't got no more gas in him. This might be the last time we for sure see Steph too, because another 4 years, we don't know
mm,
what that's gonna look like. We got a lot of young talent.
mhm,
So this was a great
mhm,
way for the men's team to end on a gold medal with a good run. And they had the young guys with them. They had AE
right,
with them. They
yep,
had Jason Tatum, even though he didn't get a lot of playtime. I wouldn't care about that, to be honest. You know, you just won a championship. You just had a baby. You got your
yeah,
R&B superstar girlfriend with you. I wouldn't
right,
care
right,
about
right.
my playtime. How do you feel about the Jason Tatum situation with the minutes?
Same thing that I've been saying. It's like, okay, your time will come. This is not it. And that's
Yeah,
okay because, like you said, we're looking at probably the last time. I mean, I know LeBron is out here determined to defeat Father Time. No one has succeeded in that endeavor ever. So
ever.
he's not so highly unlikely. This is, in my opinion, this is definitely his last one, unless he starts doing some coaching and goes and like something honorary, but
Yeah.
this is definitely his last time playing. Steph is hard to tell for me because the way his game is, it's not as physical. So there's like a maybe.
He
KD,
could be
absolutely
DT.
not.
He could be DT.
He could be
Steph
TT.
could be the
Yeah,
DT of the women's team because Diana
yeah.
Taurasi, she did her thing. You hit a couple
Mm-hmm.
threes, you be a legend,
Mm-hmm.
you pass out towels, you hand clap, you call out some plays,
Yep.
and you can still get the gold and they take you into it. So I maybe can see Steph
Yeah.
one more round with a limited reduced role. He not, and
Right.
to be honest, let's remind the room, Steph didn't show up every game, y'all. He
He
didn't show
sure
up every
didn't. That's why those
he
memes are so like, but did you see the game before
Did
that?
you see all of the other games? And that's why people were talking about LeBron being MVP. And I'm like, bro, put all the stats together. Let's call a
Right.
spade a spade. Steph showed up in 2 or 3 big games. KD showed
Yep.
up in 3 or 4 big games.
But
But
that's what you
overall, the
need.
consistent numbers,
Yeah,
Bron was
but that's
holding it
what you
down.
need though. I agree, but I'm King James all day, every day,
Me
twice on
too. Me
Sunday.
too.
So
That's why you over here. Okay. I know you're gonna argue on LeBron's behalf as well.
all,
Speaking of that, you
always.
sent me earlier that clip of LeBron and that little kid in Paris. What are your
Mhm.
thoughts about him telling the kid to get back, don't do that?
So okay, there was an aspect of it that you told me that I wasn't aware of, but my thought process on that always is stop feeling entitled to celebrities' time. I don't really
Yeah.
care how old you are, but I can just imagine me. Trust and believe. If I'm walking through the city with a bottle in my hand going into an adult facility, I don't want to talk to your little raggedy kid. Sorry.
I don't, and you're being attacked from all places. The clip that I was referring to was Steph Curry's
Oh,
wife,
wait.
Aisha.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so what happened was she had the baby and they denied her entry to something. Evidently,
Oh,
somebody touched the baby. And the baby
oh.
was strapped to the front of her. So I'm like, they had complaints about the Parisian police. I don't know if I would want to
Ooh.
be a Paris. People from Paris really don't like Americans that much. Y'all remember the Rush Hour
Let's be
movie?
honest.
Okay.
Nobody likes us that much. Let's just
Nobody
be
likes
honest.
us, but not even us
We
sometimes because it's very ghetto over here. So we
it's not we
understand
not
what the
likable.
country. We not like exactly.
We not
Is
likable.
we are
Let's
an
be
acquired
honest.
taste. We're an
Yeah.
acquired taste. So I hate that people take clips like that and try to sensationalize it because again, like you said, they really don't get a time off. Even in shoot around, we cover Sparks
Right.
together. The girls are available for the shoot around. We can talk to them. Whereas the men, they got their headphones on and they run. I mean,
Yeah.
run off. They don't want to talk to nobody because I'm sure
Mm-mm.
people are saying crazy stuff to them. We've seen a lot of that. So y'all don't judge LeBron. He out there trying to win a gold medal, hang out with his family, and y'all trying to, have him hit the Dougie on a
Right.
selfie. Don't nobody want to do that. You know what I mean?
Man,
So
he walked into that club, bottle in hand, just already dancing. Savannah's behind him, like, here we go. Like, cause she already
No.
know he
And my
about to
thing
just
is,
be a
where's the
lot.
security? They should have just
Right.
had a little line. Just give them some space, at least 1 or 2 people. And that's why, I try not to judge on those kind of situations because we don't
Yeah.
know. And you tired, you done already clapped and did your thing, threw powder in the air for 12,000 people. And now you want to come be a kid at the club? Like, where's your parents, bro? Like, come on, be serious.
I gotta tell you, like, even I'm nowhere close. I can't even imagine being LeBron and walking through and always having to be hyper aware of your surroundings because you have such a recognizable face. But I can tell you, I was in the grocery store 2 days ago. I got my headphones. I'm listening to Tupac, and somebody tapped me on my shoulder. No, and I turn
Okay.
around and it goes, "Oh my God, do I know you?" Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. That immediately puts you in fight or flight. Now I'm
Yep.
about to fight you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I turn around
Yeah.
like, see, and I don't fight fair. I had something in my hand. It was about to be upside his head.
I'll
So
tear
I
that
mean, like,
grocery
come
store up,
on.
man. Come on. I'll tear that grocery store up. All right, let's talk about women's basketball.
Yes.
61 straight wins. They ain't lost since 1992. And then I found out the other game they lost in the 80s. They lost, well, the game they lost in 1992 was against a unified team. The one that they lost in the 80s was because of a protest. So
Oh, that
they ain't
makes
even
sense.
come to that game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are we thinking about this USA women's basketball dynasty? Because we had Diana Taurasi, we had Stewie, we got Asia Wilson. Stewie and Asia Wilson probably be back for the next Olympics, but
Mm-hmm.
ET, some of the older Brittany Griner, days are
Mm-mm.
numbered. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
you ain't got that much gas left in you. But on the other end of that, you got Caitlin Clark coming. You got an Angel Reese coming. You got Cardoza probably gonna play for her country. Got to think about that.
She's definitely
Now
gonna do that. Yeah.
speaking of that, I didn't know Tiffany Hayes from the Aces, from the retirement to the Aces.
Girl, I
She played
didn't
for
either.
Espn. I said, what team don't Tiffany play for? Tiffany Hayes play for every team on the
Everybody.
world.
Everybody. When I saw that, I was like, oh, this must be a typo. I was like, let me click this. And then I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
I had no clue. And I had to, again, please don't cancel me. I don't know a lot of geography. Azerbaijan, or whatever, how you say the
Oh,
country
yeah.
name. I don't know where that is. I didn't know
You
what
know
was
what?
happening with that.
There's a
Did you
couple
know
of
she was on
countries
303?
I had no idea. I had no idea. And then when I saw her, I remember the first time when I actually saw her, I was like, oh, that looks like wait, is that? Hold on. Like, that's
She was
exactly how
balling.
that went.
She was
Yes.
balling. And 3-on-3
She
is
always
already
balling
hard.
though.
I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't know. I learned a lot this Olympics about the different kinds of styles of basketball because 3-on-3 is exhausting to play. You
I
got
never
10
watch it.
I
Yeah.
never had watched these. I watched it because
Mm-mm.
De'Erica was in it. Of course,
Me
you want to
too.
support Big Mama. I
Yeah.
was like, all right, we got to see her play. And Haley, love your girl.
Mm,
What was she doing
mm,
there? What was she doing there?
mm,
We had a
mm.
lot of other people we could have put. I would have took a DeWanna Bonner. You feel
Oh,
me?
girl, Tawana Bonner
She
would have been amazing.
on
That would have been
3-on-3.
stupid.
That would have been crazy. I could think of like 5 different players off the top of my head that would have been
Yeah.
better. That
Yeah.
weren't on the women's 5-on-5 team.
Mm-hmm. Shoot, for
But
all the CC fans and they nonsense, go ahead and send CC over there. I don't
you
know. That might
could've
not have worked
said,
though.
hell no, she ain't used to
That
no
might not work.
3-on-3.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, that ain't gonna work.
Foul. They be like, girl,
Yeah.
we don't do that over here. We do that, especially FIBA. I'm looking at the FIBA rules
Oh,
and how they
no.
play the game. All of that foul baiting and crying out to the referees, your ass will get a technical foul and be out of the damn game. They are not playing. And you
Yeah.
know what? I actually liked it because there was less stoppage of game.
Oh, yeah.
It was just
And
a
that
straight basketball game.
Yeah, and that's I know Dawn Staley came out and said, now that looking back at it, she would have sent Caitlin. I love Dawn Staley. I'm never gonna say nothing, but that woman is a peacemaker. There's not always truth and peace, though. Let's just be honest. Sometimes you gotta tell a few lies to make people happy. And I just
That's
feel
a
like
bar.
this was one of them.
That's a bar. You need to put that on a t-shirt. There's not always truth and peace. I am a Libra and a lion ass Libra. I know how to make peace. You do have to lie. You gotta kind of play both sides a little bit. You
You
feel me?
do. You
Oh
do.
man. But yeah, they could have sent CC if they was gonna send Haley Van Lith.
Right.
But I also didn't know that the Olympics used to be only college aged people.
Yeah.
So
I knew
countries will
that.
only send that. I didn't know that professional athletes it wasn't customary to send them to it.
Because I think when I realized that was, I forget what documentary I was watching. It might have been the team. that Jordan was on, but they sent some random white kid from college, and everybody was pissed off because there was a plethora of other NBA players. But at that time, I guess they had just transitioned from not having college players, so
college
they're like,
thing. Yep.
so they was like, well, we got to give. And then when people started realizing that's what it was about, they were like, yeah, but who is this guy?
He's not even the top of the college. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was great basketball though.
It
I
was.
do want to bring up the fact that we holler about the script on WNBA and NBA basketball. It seems heavily scripted that both the men and the women will be playing France in Paris, and the next games is in LA. It just seemed like a predictable plot to me.
You couldn't write it any better, right? Because I definitely don't know if I think that France in both cases was the best team.
I don't think so.
In
I
both
think they almost
cases?
got beat by Japan because Rui
Right.
Hachimura ended up fouling out and he got injured, I think.
Yeah.
And they said they
Yeah.
was talking about the refs was trying to give them the game, and that was at the very beginning of the group
Yeah.
phase. So it's like,
Oh, but
no.
wait, did you see? Okay, and I just want to, because this is my boy. I love me some Mike Tirico. Did you see when he called that again? Here go one of these small countries that I don't even remember the name now, but it was a guy and he held up the flag. And so that's one of the things as a journalist. That's another reason why I was watching a lot of the Olympics sports. Shout out to the synchronized swimmers, though. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
It was so many sports, and we can go through that after this of all the random ass sports we figured out we liked because of this.
Yes, yeah. But he saw this flag. And here's the thing, for those of you who don't know, when you're on the air live like that, your producer's in your ear, right? So the golden rule is if you're not sure what it is, don't talk about it. There's no way that I know this and Mike Tirico doesn't. This man is it's absolutely no way. So I would bet my last $5 that his producer, because that's what we've all been looking for. We've all been looking for. They're going out to Kamala Harris's campaign rallies, and she's already said she's down with them, and they still disrupting that. So why would we think that they wouldn't disrupt the Olympics? So that's what we've all been watching for. So then Mike Tirico sees old boy open the flag. He goes, "Oh, there goes a Palestinian flag, y'all!" And then didn't correct it for like 15 minutes, which that's why I think it was his producer who told him. Because if the producer had heard him say that, the producer would have been like, "Is that?" And he would have looked up and like, "No, Mike,
let me Google it."
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
get on my computer. Yeah.
And he would have told Mike to correct it right away, but Mike was just like, "La la la, yep, Palestinian flag."
What? Oh man, I do think that I love the Olympics as a time for us to come together and just see what everybody's working with. Russia's banned, Belarus is banned, the only two countries that were banned because of the war crimes. So I'm glad you brought that up because some people couldn't come. Right. Russia's got a huge population, but they can't come to the party. You can't sit with us. You want to cause destruction all over the world. I think there will be more bans next year in 2028, probably based on the state that the world is in. But this is a good time to just check it out, see it. USA ended on top of like 121 medals or something like that.
Yeah.
It was
It's
insane.
crazy because we're so divided over here, like so divided. This is it. Like this is the only thing that unites us, but it's very incremental. Like even though we're like, yay, Team USA, when that thing happened with LeBron and the kid, I saw a lot of Latino people in our community saying LeBron's racist because he wouldn't have done that to a black kid. And it's like, oh yeah, we're back to being Americans now.
It don't have nothing to do with race. It just got everything to do with a badass kid. I
got a bottle in my hand.
I got a bottle. I did the thing. I've been shucking and jiving and performing. Come on, man. That's what I'm like.
And to parents out there, I know, because my goddaughter is the most, and I don't want children, but my goddaughter is the most beautiful baby in the world. And I just want everybody to goo goo gaga over her just like I do. But I'm smart enough to know that just because the cat's me out of me, she ain't to everybody. Your kid is not cute to everybody. I just feel like everybody needs to understand
sending them over there to be embarrassed.
Right. And then they crying.
And now they made a memory of, they got a core foundational trauma memory of LeBron. Don't put that pressure on him. He is
y'all need to watch In and Out. Watch In and Out and learn how to process your emotions. One and two. Two had me crying. One had me like sniffing in.
Because I'm too scared to cry. I'm not scared to cry, but I'm like, I need to be in an emotional place where I can sob openly. I'm trying to wait till it gets to streaming so I can just watch it at my house. Is
Yeah, I
really
got
what
a
I want.
bootleg service. Shout out to the last guy I dated who wasn't worth a damn, but put that bootleg service on my TV so I can watch the movies.
Shouts out to the bootleg boyfriend. Putting in and out on the TV. Oh man.
Yes.
Man. All right, Jackie. We talking about the Olympics. We talking about women's basketball. Asia Wilson MVP, LeBron
Yes.
MVP. We're not shocked. I don't think we're shocked about any of that. Either way it
No.
goes. Let's drill down on our sparks. De'Arca
Yes.
Hamby got bronze in 3-on-3, which I'm glad they medaled because it looked like they were going to be disqualified like the men. They had
Yeah.
to win like 4 or 5 straight in order to get into the medal because they dropped the first 3 games.
Yep.
And then Stephanie Talbot, women's 5-on-5 got bronze as well. So 2 bronze medals coming home. What are your thoughts on who has the advantage on the second half of the season? Because just real quick, I think the people who was resting, you better have been your ass in that gym. You better been your ass practicing. And that's across the WNBA. I'm not specifically talking about Sparks. I'm talking about all the people who didn't have the beginning of the season that you wanted to have. You had time to rest, put your feet in Epsom salt, be a hot girl if you wanted to. But it is time. This is time to turn your ass up, okay? We need more. And now we've seen Stephanie Talbot get that bronze. We saw De'Arca be De'Arca and continue to do things. I'm hoping that her team members will unite and be able to help her out on there. So what are your thoughts on going into the second half of the season?
Aces all day. I know I've been saying that since day one. Everybody asked me. I went into this season before they even had a practice saying that Aces were going to three-peat. Never dawned on me that they would have most of their team in Paris. That was not on my bingo card. So for them, now they have their leaders. It's not even just like this is the leaders of their team that have been in this international stage, have played against the best in the world, and now they're bringing that fire back. And so they had a slow start. Obviously, a lot of that was because Chelsea Gray was out, but once she came back, you could immediately see, that little engine started picking up, and now they have this on top of it. I think the Aces just immediately went to the top of the team to beat. For our Sparks now, I don't think it matters that we have Olympians coming back. And I say that because we have a lot. I think we have pieces that we can definitely count on to fit going forward. But now it's about figuring out our identity. And I just don't think we have that yet.
Yeah. And let's remind everybody, Cameron Brink is still out. She didn't get a chance to do the Olympics. That's why how De'Arca Hamby got in and doing her justice there. I am elated that De'Arca Hamby continues to play basketball over the break because her engine, listen, job's not done. I don't know what De'Arca Hamby be drinking, but literally standing in her presence be motivating me to just be better in all ways. I'll be like, girl, just let me breathe some of your oxygen. Just a little bit. I couldn't do half of what you did there. I'm glad that she got to play. Steph Talbot got to work some things out. I think we are going to make a playoff run. I do think that. I think we're at the top of the bottom, to be quite honest. If we want it, we can get it. Because another thing to look at is Satu came back from Dallas. She hasn't been playing with Dallas, but she played overseas. So she's going to come back and play. So that's like the Dallas Wings have slipped. They're behind us, and that's who our number one competition is for our last playoff spot, to be honest. I'm kind of in agreement with you on the Aces. I want to believe that, except for the fact that the New York Liberty are going to give them a hard time. I'm still in agreement that Liberty versus Aces is the finals game once again.
But the Indiana Fever gave the Liberty a hard time.
Yeah, there's been a couple teams that have. But they got a couple Olympians. They got Anescu, they got Stewie, they got what's her name? Marine? Not what's
no. Well, they got Vandersloot. Was Vandersloot on the team, or am I tripping?
She didn't. No. Sloot ain't play.
Okay.
But it was another girl who played for a European team.
Yeah.
I don't know. They had like 2 or 3, and then Satu's sister, Naira. She played for her country. She did really good. She was balling. And that was my first time seeing her play the season because I think she was on the injured list. I'm like, how the hell do all these people who ain't came to their job none of the weeks get to just come to Paris and start playing for their country?
I think they were saving it for that, right? I think some of them probably got to that point where they were like, hey, you can go back and start playing. And they're like, I'm going to wait. I think that's smart because, these are women that are used to playing year round a lot of
Yeah.
times, so they know like, nah, my body needs, and you got to capitalize on that rest sometimes. So I
Yeah.
think that's a lot of that. To your point though, I just want to shout out Cameron Brink though, because as a rookie, especially with her injury, if y'all are watching or if y'all come to a Sparks game, please make sure you watch her, because she is
Yeah.
still dialed in. She is still in the huddles. She's still encouraging her teammates. And so the learning curve for her when she gets back is going to be so much shorter, because she's still mentally in the game. And
Yeah.
I have been just so impressed with her. Her relationship with De'Arica Hamby is great. And De'Arica Hamby is obviously playing at all-star and Olympian level.
Yep.
So again, I do feel like we have all the pieces to get back to the Candace Parker and Chelsea Gray days. I just don't know. You playoff push, huh?
I think playoff push, because here's the thing. There are teams with worse pieces that are showing heart.
Right.
I think it's a game of effort. It's a game of
Yeah.
like executing on those little things, like Kurt is saying, like all these little defensive slippages and stuff like that. I think people are more hyper aware. I am anticipating Zaya Cook stepping up, because girl,
Oh,
come on.
yes.
You
Mm-hmm.
you better bring your ass. I mean, Zaya Cook, I think Aries was already like mentally
Yeah, she's a
getting back
quiet
into the
assassin.
zone. She's quiet
Mm-hmm.
and she's so small
Mm-hmm.
in comparison to the other girls, but she gonna get that bucket. I think
Yep.
Lay has had some time to rest. I think I'm like, again, I am glad Steph was playing in the Olympics, so she was Lee had a game where she played in China. She had 34 points. I said, now
What?
Lee,
I
bring
did
it
not see that.
back on to LA. We need a 34 piece over here, girl. Come on over, Rover.
34 points?
Lee dropped a 34 piece, and that wasn't her only stat line. It wasn't quite a double-double, but it was fucking close. So Lee Yuru coming back and moving her body, like she led the Chinese team. So it's like, I think we're in
I
a
love
great
me some
position.
Lee.
I love Lee. I think her work ethic, she's only going to get better. Ever since she hit that first 3-pointer, she sold me. I was like, baby Jokic.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
all I
That's
saw.
what I'm calling it. Hey.
Baby Jokic. And you know what? She working with Yao Ming. So it's like she has the leadership to help guide her. She's still so young. I think she's like 25 or something like that.
Yeah. But she
So
looked
like
19 in the face.
she looks 19. She's always having a good time. She got a positive attitude. I think we're better off. If we can stay healthy this second half of the season, right there, just knock on the wood right there. Please.
Let me ask you a question. Because I think, first of all, I love Kirk Miller. I love him. I love his personality. I feel like he might look at me crazy, but if I walked up to him and I said, Kurt, I just need somebody to talk to, he'd be like, okay. You know what I mean? But I think he's that guy. And the relationship between him and Rakia, I think is just beautiful. Yep. I expect a huge second half from Rakia. But I'm just thinking about me when I was playing, and trust and believe I was not that good. So maybe this is why I needed this, but I needed a coach to stay in my ass. You know what I mean? Yeah. I needed someone to not be so. Now he is very animated on the sidelines, but it's kind of just fun and cute and quirky. But I've never seen, like, when I look at, Cheryl Reeve from the Lynx, or obviously, come on. Tanisha. Why am I having a brain fart? Tanisha,
Atlanta.
Tanisha, like, no, when people did something they wasn't supposed to do. And but we just don't see that. Like, he's animated on the sideline during the game, but then when they come over, he's just kind of like, okay, so let's talk about this. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so we've seen him come into, post game pissed off, but it's the nicest pissed off you will ever see.
Yeah. I think he's working on that. That one press conference we walked in and he was already sitting there. I was like,
I was like, ooh.
Yo, shit's wild.
I was like, are we late?
Exactly. When did you get up in here? They was holding us at the door. I think that he's working on his leadership not being so fiery, because he don't have his voice at the end of the game. He just be hollering, not in an abusive way, but just being, like you said, animated. And then usually when they make a mistake, he take them out. I think he's working with the assistant coaches a little bit more to not do that, because then it helps to build people's confidence. So you can get on a little bit more of a streak. If Ray don't hit a 3, you don't immediately take her out, or say, oh my God, that shot was ill-informed or that wasn't a part of the play. You bring her over to the sideline on the timeout and be like, yo, get to your position. Like he said he was doing with Rakia. He was giving her a hard time because he's telling her, you're the 3 in this set.
Right.
She's like, I'm so used to playing the 4, coach. I'm sorry.
And he's like, I don't care.
He's like, you need to study the rule book. Instead of he's telling her to study the playbook. And I think we're seeing more of that. I think I like Coach Miller's player, like his story arc, because you come from a team where it's like Connecticut, where you got these players, you put these pieces in, you're on such a winning streak, and now you have to deconstruct it and create something new with these pieces that are missing and moving all the time. We started the season without Azare. Crazy. And then who got concussed? Lay got concussed. Cameron tore her ACL. Somebody else got injured too.
Yeah, and was out for a couple games. But yeah, we know who we talking about. I can't think right now.
Y'all know who we talking about. It's like every time we talk to Coach Miller and we talk to him personally, the pieces have changed. We don't know who in the starting lineup, who not in the starting lineup, who doing this. So I think he's doing a great job. He's very knowledgeable. He's, again, USA basketball scout. He's telling us how to beat the bad guys.
Right.
He knows what he's doing. I just hate that he gets such slander on the internet because people are like, fire the coach. He don't know what he's doing. And it's like, he don't even know who coming to the game on Tuesday. Lexi. That's who been out.
Right. Lexi. Yes.
Lexi. Yeah. So it's like, and unfortunately, she's out longer term than we thought she was going to be out because of a pre-existing condition. So you can't
rest
even
of the season, right? Probably. I mean, probably, right?
They haven't officially announced it.
Oh, okay.
But I just think she's adapting, like I can't imagine what it's like to get a major diagnosis like that and be so sick and not even know you sick in a season and then come back from that and be trying to stay in your profession. And I like that, you be following her on Instagram. She's talking about Side Quest Lex. She's doing different things, but it's like, I feel bad for her. She's a hooper. She want to play basketball. And she's now commentating and doing all kind of other things. So what are your thoughts about the rest of the Sparks season? Like, what do you think we're going to land? Best case scenario and worst
case scenario. Oh God. Okay. So let's say you're right. Best case scenario, we get into that for that playoff spot, right? We're getting bumped in the first round. So for me, I guess the conversation for me would really be, okay, is the morale boost that look how far we came. We made it to the playoffs. Look at us. But then we get bumped in the first round. Like definitely if we get sweep, that's a morale killer. So it's like, where do we come out at that? I think honestly, if we can just make a hard push and win like the last 5, like back-to-back games, I just want us to go on a streak. Whatever that streak is, if we can go on a streak where we're beating teams where people are like, oh yeah, I ain't going to that. Especially, the Ace. Like what I really want, like when they play the Aces, on Saturday? Is it Saturday?
On Saturday.
They play the Aces on Saturday. So for those of you who don't know,
they play the Aces on Sunday. They play on Chicago Sky on Saturday.
Oh, that's right. Okay, but look at what I'm saying. Back to back, right? So we have Chicago Sky and the Aces coming to LA, and I'm gonna tell you right now, those games are going to be overrun by Chicago Sky and Las Vegas Aces fans. So those 2 games. Look, even if you don't win, which I definitely want that. I mean, clearly we can beat the Aces. I don't know about now that the Olympians coming back. Yeah, but the Olympians is coming back now.
Also, Chelsea Gray wasn't playing either of the times that we beat them.
Facts.
So, but kind of take advantage of the situation.
As we should.
Yeah, but if you gotta get a win, how you can. Dirty win.
But if we can get a moment where we silence them in a way where the crowd, that's a morale boost when you can have the crowd kind of hush and look at each other like, yo, are the Sparks about to beat the Aces again? Like that's a morale boost. You know what I mean? Like if you beat the Aces 3 times, that's a morale boost. Yeah,
I do think that they're gonna have to fight to the death on every game. And to be honest, everybody gives the Sparks their best. That's another thing. It's like nobody is playing us like they would play, the Wings.
Right.
No, they're not playing us like they're playing the Atlanta Dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they are coming to LA and being like, we want to win. We want to go to the club, and all my friends and all my celebrity friends is at this game. So let me just show up and show out. And I hate that for us because we get caught lacking every game because the people just coming out here, Natasha Cloud. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah.
bro, you want to go for 30 when you playing us?
Love me some Natasha Cloud, though.
I know. I seen you over there getting the video with her. I was like, here go Jackie Rae with her.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Let me go to the press conference. Let me get a, and I'm hating over in the corner like, don't come back to town. I don't want to picture with you. I ain't trying to interview you. I ain't trying to talk to you. You embarrass my sparks dead to me.
I know you over there mad, and I'm like, oh, girl, you all right? Can you hold my? I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll be sitting there like, I'll hold your seat at the press conference. Yeah. I'm sitting there by myself, everybody out there in the hallway celebrating.
Yep.
I'm hating. I'm mad. I'm hating.
Man, Natasha's that one though, man. I love her.
And then she followed me, so I'm walking to the press conference. So she like, woo, right behind me. She taking pictures and signing autographs. Then she run through the tunnel and run in the because we gotta pass the visitors thing when we go around that other side. So she run into the locker room and they all going crazy, and I'm just sitting on the outside like, motherfuckers.
Let me tell you how nervous she made me. Not this All-Star, because I didn't go to this All-Star, but last year's All-Star. She walked in and this was I forget what the event was. It was right after the red carpet. It might've been I don't know. It was some event we went to, and she was turned up. And so I saw her and I was like, oh, it's going to be so inappropriate for me to just like go. Cause I didn't have like my camera. I just went to enjoy the event. You know what I mean? So let me tell you, you want to talk about, I have these moments in my life where I'm like, oh my God, I'm sweating. You know what I mean? And so I said to her, I was like, Natasha. And she looked at me and she goes like this. I go, you a whole vibe, right? Girl, she came over me and put her arm around me. And I'm like, oh, why am I sweating like this? So I don't have butterflies in my
That's another reason. It's like, you out here macking the world, beating my team. I don't care how you macking. Don't beat my team. And now you just out here flaunting your winnings.
Right.
And your outfits. And then the Mercury.
Man.
I'm pissed about the Mercury in total. Last year, they were garbage.
Man.
Garbage. Okay?
Man.
They come back with Kalia Copper, Natasha Cloud. They got DT, BG.
Right. And I love BG. Man, I love to see BG because when you say she don't have nothing in the tank, you can see it, right? But she just kind of stands in the point.
Them playing when they played Japan. Oh my God. My mama was texting me like, these girls is too small to be playing the United States.
Right.
They doing one-hand basketball. Like,
I know. And she's smiling like it almost like she knew the camera's on her. And I'm like, yo, this is not nice.
This is not nice. But you know what? I'm glad they did that. I was hoping BG would dunk. I'll be ready for BG to throw that thing down. Okay. And I'm hoping that the new girls that's coming into the W, I'm seeing a lot of them in college, like Kiki Ifrin and all of that. Mm-hmm. Come on, dunk that ball.
Run down can do it. Why won't Asia do it? She can do it.
Asia can do it. I want her to dunk in it. It's probably too much work. It's like I don't like to go above and beyond at my job too much either. Think about it. It's like you're already scoring 29 points. Why would I get my big ass up there and dunk? You feel me? It's like
I wonder if too, because if a man goes up and he tries to dunk and he misses, it's funny because he's just gonna go and get it like the next time, but dunks are so far and few between. And so I wonder if there's that mental thing that says, oh, I don't want to go up here and try it and not get it. You know what I mean?
Maybe, but I've been short my whole life. So it's like I have been waiting for the moment. Okay, I'm about to go to the gym and try to do some leg motherfucking thing. If I can get my vert up, I'm only 5'6", Jackie. You see how short I am in real life. You taller than me, Jackie. I can get my ass up there, I want to dunk. I would throw that thing down. I'm telling you, it would just be a power
thing in a circle.
I would win me. I would have something going. You could do a little tap, alley-oop, throw it off the glass. I don't know. I just want to see a little bit of that. Maybe from the new girls. It might be Juju's class where we finally get to that. And they start doing a little bit of showmanship. And I'm not saying it in no misogynistic way because I see y'all all on the internet talking about the game boring because they don't dunk. No, the game is not boring at all. They actually know how to play basketball. They know the rules. They're playing very physical. This is the 90s basketball y'all been looking for. Y'all just don't like the ladies 100%. Doing it.
Exactly. I saw somebody, and if y'all don't like this, I would say forgive me, but I mean it. So I don't know.
This is an open channel. Okay.
So I saw this guy, it's a white guy. I feel like I have to preface that, but I was like, he nailed it. He was like, Caitlin Clark is the Christopher Columbus of the WNBA. Like she discovered something that was already in existence, but white people didn't care until she found it.
Until she came. And now they only
Yeah.
watch because of her. They
Yeah.
only watch. They're like, if she wasn't on the TV, I wouldn't even be here. We
Then
remember
go
the days
away.
where you weren't.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was last year. Go back.
Yeah.
Turn
And
TV
we was
off. You're
fine.
not.
We was
You're not
fine.
gonna do it. It's more
Mm.
interesting than watching the Pistons play. It's more interesting. To be honest, I'm not trying to be crazy with it than watching the Wizards
Right.
play.
Man. Poor Wizards.
Poor Wizards and the Mystics. I mean, it's just
Yeah, the
they
Mystics
compete
is
for the last.
struggling.
I don't think they want to win. They tanking for
Not
Paige.
at this point. Paige, that's
No,
what I was gonna say. I mean, if we
Paige.
that's somebody asked me the other day, was like, it was a girlfriend that I saw, and she was like, hey, let me ask you a question. She's like, I'm super excited about Paige Beckers. And I was like, as you should be. And she's like, do you think the Sparks should tank for her? I'm like, the Sparks isn't that kind of organization. Like, we can't, our fan base, I tell people this all the time, like LA is a different animal. Like there's too much, we got other things to do. Like if you are losing, I ain't got to come to your game. I can go to Big Bear and go ski and come back down to the beach. Like I got too much to do for you to be not trying to put your best foot forward. You can't do that out here. Other teams, you can.
For sure. And the Sparks have already invested in a different, more athletic, long form of basketball. Ray Burrell's taller. Cameron Brink is taller. Rakia Jackson is taller. We're going to have, and then they got Lee Yaroo. So, I mean, it's just, we're going to have a team of 6 feet and up. That's just where basketball
we need some
is
size,
going.
Though. They need to get in that weight room a little bit.
They need to get, But you know what? All of them do. I always think Azurate needs to get back in the weight room, but she's just so graceful. She's just throwing the ball.
She's like a ballerina.
I mean, it's just like, girl, you do yoga. You out here playing yoga. She is so centered and one with herself. So I like her play style along with Rakia. It's just like we got all the pieces. That's what I'm saying.
Rakia's play style with some muscle. Don't y'all come over here with that. Don't come over here with that.
Don't be checking for us next year. Don't be checking for us next year at all. All right, Jackie, man, we've been on here for an hour. This is insane. We got to do this.
Crazy.
So crazy.
This was fun.
This was so fun. So thank you so much for coming on to the show. Y'all, this is the Post Up, where I post up and just run my mouth about sports or whatever we want to talk about. So just have your expectations. We're real low. I'm going to cut this up into clips. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram and every single platform that you can find at DJ Tricey Trice. That's DJ TRICEY Jackie Rae, tell them where they can find you, girl.
You can find me on all things social media at Jackie Rae TV. JACKIERAE. It's an E, y'all.
There you go.
TV.
All right, y'all. Show much love to Jackie Rae. I'll make sure I'll put her down in the description as well. I'll talk to you tomorrow. We're doing a special recording. Are you coming to the recording tomorrow to talk about Sparks?
Wait, what? There's a recording tomorrow?
We're going offline about that. All right.
Okay.
We'll see y'all later, y'all. Stay tuned.